So it was, there was a lot of horses in the front of the race, and Marlo was already behind them. He was already
Right.
went around the whole track, and he was behind them. So he was like if you have a lot of really great magicians like yourself, and guys that really have great technique and studied, and let's say that we're boastful enough to say that we're kind of in that genre. Well, say there's a bunch of us in that spot. Well, he would be way ahead of all of us put together. Put it that way.
Well, I appreciate you, first of all, having me at your home and enjoying some wonderful magic and sitting down and talking with me about somebody that, I've always been, I never got to meet Marlo, but I've been lucky to meet close students and friends of his. And I'm doing this and all the things I do when it comes to Marlo's work, writing and all these Marlo Mondays, is to let you guys know that there's somebody out there that cares as much as I can about the guy that you knew and loved.
Yeah.
And
we cared about him. He was a unique individual and truly in the field of sleight of hand with cards. I would definitely put him in the category of genius.
So before we end, getting back to the real point of all this is the card tricks, the magic. Was there one or two effects that really stood out to you that you really loved watching them do? And
yeah, I liked watching him do changes because he had so many different changes, and he would do them in the hands, and he would do them, up in the air, and it just looked real. He would touch the card and he'd say, "Just watch this," and it would change. So he was very visually a big visual.
He had this visual quality,
real big
magic,
visual
very
impact.
magical.
Yeah, very big visual impact, and he would do a lot of things for me. So I was fortunate to see him perform many hundreds of maybe thousands of hours.
I'm sure.
I was fortunate.
Well,
and that always helps too. And he would help the students by, if you don't know that something can look that good, then how could you envision doing it? So when you have someone that shows you something and you see that they can do it well, and then you say, well, how did you do that? How did you make it look like that? Or you could look at it and say, if he can make it look like that, then it means I should be able to do it if I practice or find out how to do it. But if you've never seen it,
right?
If all you did, like in my early years, just learned from a book, I didn't know whether I was good or not,
right?
Because I had nothing to compare it.
Sure, right.
So that was very interesting. Back in those days, we didn't have instantaneous communication. We couldn't go online and see a trick. You had to beg, borrow, and steal, if I could use that terminology. You had to find a mentor. You had to find someone willing to share their ideas, thoughts, and tricks and methods with you. And then you had the struggles most often with not always the best written books, and also mimeographed copies, and they didn't have sophisticated ways of transmitting information like today with great clarity and conciseness. But that didn't stop us because we wanted to learn, and so we went after it.
Well, it's work. You got to put the work in. Right. No matter how easy the info comes, you still come down to it. You got to put the work in.
And sometimes I'm a strong believer because I think the harder I work, the luckier I get. So,
do you have any advice to, when I say young students of coming into Marlo, but this may be somebody that's 30 or 40 years old, or maybe even 50, that have been listening to this and say, this guy sounds like he's got some good good tricks to learn. Do you have any advice? Because you know how challenging Marlo's writing can be and learning. Is there any?
Yeah, because some of it's pretty difficult. I would say, it's like anything in life. Determine, what do you want out of magic? Do you want to be an expert? Do you want to invent and write tricks? Do you want to do just some tricks for your grandchildren? Do you want to be able to do a few tricks at a party? That's the beautiful thing about magic. You can choose how far you want to go. And when you realize how far you want to go, both in terms of your capability and time is a big factor. If you're working hard and you have a family, you may not have many hours a day to practice. So you need to determine where are you in your life with magic. And that's the nice thing about the field of magic, because you can do tricks that are self-working. You can do tricks that require minimal amount of presentation, or you can do tricks that are highly complex, some of them to the point where they're not really fit for human consumption or fit for other magicians that are as maniacal as you are.
Right. And what is nice is you can find all those kinds of tricks in Marlo.
Yeah, you can find them all. I mean, you can have Marlo without tears, or you can cry for a month.
Well, Jimmy, it's been a pleasure, and I'm so glad that we had a chance to talk. And there's information that I'm sure a lot of guys listening to this didn't know, and it's been a
Well, I must say, I'm so pleased. I've been doing magic for 60 years, and a little over 60 years, and 30 years studying with Marlo. And when I see young people like yourself, so dedicated and so committed to preserving the historical property of a guy like Marlo, I think that's very commendable, and it goes along with your high level of skill and your writing abilities. So it was a real pleasure to spend time with you. I enjoyed your company, and we had a lot of fun doing some magic.
Oh, we sure did. Thank you,
Thank
Jimmy.
you.
Thank you. One of Jimmy's favorite tricks is the fingerprint trick. And I'd like to share a little known or little seen Marlo version from the linking ring. So we're going to have a card selected. If you'd like, please remove a card. All right, now if you would, please put the card back. Now, as you put the card back, you probably didn't notice, but you had put your thumb right on the back of the card. Right on the back of the card. And your fingerprints are all over the card, back, front. So we're going to take a look at some of these and see. Let me see your hand. Okay. I would see a doctor immediately after this trick. Let's take a look here. We have the ace of clubs and the two of spades, and we'll look at this one, ace of clubs. I don't see anything here. Let's see the two of spades. Nothing on this side. No. Okay, let's try the next two. The six of diamonds and the king of diamonds. Nothing here. Let me see your hand again. Nope. Nope. Let's go for the king of clubs and the four of diamonds. Let's see. King of clubs. Nothing. And the four of diamonds. Let me see that hand again. Okay. No, wait a minute. I think it's the four of diamonds.
No, it was the king of clubs.
The king. Oh, the king. Well, let's see. Since Jimmy Nuzzo is a doctor, he is actually a surgeon. the foot surgeon, we'll have to give you a second opinion here. Second opinion. You're cured. You're cured. Oh, wait a minute. Let me look. All right. No, you're not. Sorry.